Hello, class. Welcome to our last online video of the semester. We learned so much together this semester, and I wanted to review it today. And then, of course, say goodbye. So, what did we learn this semester? Let's look at the most useful phrases we learned. Number 1, do you remember learning about ordering food? Ordering food was a fun lesson. We talked about cultural differences of ordering food in casual dining restaurants. What do you remember? Remember, the two big differences are in English, we do not use the word set. Instead, what do we say? We say meal. Remember, you could order a Big Mac meal, not a set. And then pagers, the buzzing devices, are not as common. So usually you will have a big number printed on your receipt. And then finally, number 3. Remember, after you eat, everything can be thrown away together. A little different. Now, the most important expression we learned in the ordering food lesson was how to say your order at the register, how to communicate or place your order. What do you want to eat? Do you remember the most common and polite expression? You can say, "May I have blank, please?" "May I have a turkey sandwich, please?" "May I have a Big Mac meal, please?" This is the most common and a very polite way to order food. Don't forget it. And then, do you remember talking and learning about Bob the Canadian? I really enjoy his videos. If you want to study English more, you can watch his videos on YouTube. In Bob the Canadian videos, we went to the supermarket or grocery store. When you travel to another country, you will probably buy food. So, some helpful words we learned was aisle, which are these: a passage between shelves. We also learned the word checkout. Checkout is where you line up and they scan your food. Beep, 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 and you pay for your food. It's called the checkout. So remember these two words. It will help you in an English-speaking grocery store. Also, what are these called? Remember, these are called shelves. You can have one shelf or 2+ shelves. Now let's say you don't know where something is. You can't find apple juice. Don't be shy, and you can ask an employee, "Where can I find blank?" Where can I find blank? For example, "Where can I find apple juice?" Maybe they will say, "It's down aisle 5." Maybe you look in aisle 5, but you don't see it. So the employee says, I don't see it on the shelf. Let me look in the back." Now remember, in the back is the storage location that customers do not go. That's another common expression. And then, of course, we had our 5 topics from the speaking test. I know you know these well. This is very common English expressions. Let's go through it quickly. Of course, we learned all about me. Saying the sentences, "My favorite is," "I really like," "I love." and using because to tell people why. We also learned about how to communicate your opinion using I would rather and I prefer. In real life, maybe someone would ask you, do you prefer Coca-Cola or Pepsi? And you can tell them your answer. Oh, I prefer Pepsi. I really like the flavor, right? Or maybe someone asks you about lunch and you say, well, I would rather eat Japanese food today. Let's get ramen. So I prefer and I would rather are common expressions to say what you want. And of course, topic 3, talking about recent events. Did you hear about? Did you see where? Remember when President Moon's dog ran away? It's common for people to say, did you see where President Moon's dog is missing? Or did you hear about President Moon's dog running away? These are great expressions to talk and socialize with people. And topic 5, asking a favor. Sometimes we all need help, and these are good expressions you can use to ask for help. Can I? Could you? Would you mind if? Using ed. Would you mind? Using ing. And then, of course, you can respond to favors asked of you. Maybe someday you need to ask someone, could I borrow an umbrella? So these are very common expressions and useful expressions to ask for help. And finally, of course, we have prepositions of time. 3 of the most common expressions are week after next, which is 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later. Also, you will hear English speakers say day before last and day after tomorrow. Day before last is 2 days in the past, and day after tomorrow is 2 days in the future. So remember these. You will hear them a lot. You might think the 5 topics were just sentences to study for your test. But I selected very common and very useful sentences native English speakers use in real life. So now you can use and understand these sentences too. Don't be scared to use them when you travel. So great job learning these 5 expressions and everything else we learned this semester. And finally, we talked some about role models. We learned words to describe people. We learned more vocabulary about how to describe good people. And we also learned the opposites, and we learned words to describe bad people or bad role models. And then most recently, we made greeting cards for thank you and Happy New Year's. So good job to those students who made a beautiful, cute card. For example, did you make a card like this? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Teacher Hope. So, this PPT is just a small review of many things we learned together this year. This year was a blur. A blur is an expression for that time passed quickly and was unpredictable. So this year was a blur because of the coronavirus, but I still had a wonderful time teaching you this year. Welcome to 2021. I enjoyed every in-person class we had together, and I especially thank the students who participated and answered well in class. Thank you so much. I also tried to make YouTube videos that were useful. So in the future, you can always look at the videos and Google Classroom to review everything you learned this year. I really wish I could say goodbye and thank you in person. But what is most important is that you are safe, right? So don't be too sad. My email is missheart314@gmail.com. Email me English questions anytime. Please, I want to talk to you in the future. Wow, okay, class. I hope you have a wonderful winter break, and congratulations on finishing the semester. As Teacher Hope, I want to tell you goodbye, and I'm excited to see you as second graders. Thank you so, so much. I had a wonderful year with you. Have a great winter. I'll see you next year. Okay, goodbye. I'm waving. Goodbye. Thank you.